The Sukuna raid has finally come to a close, and with that, everyone is wondering one thing: who is the MVP of the arc? Well, in today's video, let's find out exactly that. What's up guys, Gamblrr here, and in today's video, we'll be ranking every single person who contributed to the Sukuna raid, and at the end, we'll find out who is the true MVP. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe. You get more videos, and we'll both be happy. Now, to rank these characters, there has to be some kind of metric to which I'm judging their contributions. At least that is what is assumed, but there's too many different kinds of contributions for me to just go ahead and just stick one set of criteria on every single fighter during the raid. So instead, the list is literally just me saying, okay, this person's contribution meant more than this person's contribution, and thinking about it all retrospectively. I think that makes sense, so with that, let's go into our first player. At number 24, Gakuganji. The guy was literally a support character of a support character. His only contribution was literally playing music for Utahime to dance to for her to boost Gojo's Holo Purple. He's basically unrankable, and speaking of Utahime, she's up next at number 23 because she was the second support for Gojo, boosting his Holo Purple from 120% to 200. Can't really say more about that, so let's get into our first place support for Gojo, EGT. He made a barrier so potent it surprise attacked Sukuna and made him lose his arms. Cool beans, and don't worry, we have only one more basically useless ranking, and it's Kirara at the 21st spot. We saw her carry Higuruma's body away, but then never saw her again. Wee alone picked Yuta up, and he literally almost got killed against Sukuna when trying to pick Kusakabe up. To be honest, she'd be number 24, but everyone in this tier, which I call the nothing tier, did, well, nothing. But finally, we can enter actual contributions. Entering the didn't do much tier, we have Megumi. The entire raid he was literally selling, and the only contribution he made was mess up Sukuna's footing like once. It's crazy that the raid probably would have ended with Yuta had Megumi actually come out of his hole of sulking. The reason I don't downgrade him is the fact that Yuji didn't actually listen to his soul, and that's why he didn't take his help. It's not his fault, but still, that's number 20. At number 19, we have Ino. Can anyone tell me what this guy did? We had a live stream doing this exact list, and you guys manipulated me into putting him above 3 characters on this list. Ino's achievements include distracting Sukuna so Yuji could hit a Black Flash. Shiesty Sorcerer, bro, get the fuck. At number 18, I have Hana. I was remaking the tier list, and for some reason, I just instinctively put her in a higher tier, and then I sat and thought, what did she actually do? She gave Yuta Jacob's ladder, and she used her own Jacob's ladder and did nothing to Sukuna. The only other thing she did was make Tagabo fight Kenjaku, but beyond that, she sucks. At number 17, we have Miguel.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Miguel. This black piece of shit, dog. I hate how he was used during this raid. As a reminder, he arrived and saved Wee from Sukuna, which is why he's above Ino. That save literally makes it so that a certain someone pulls up later on, and that will not go unnoticed. But after that, Miguel dances and disappears into the sunset after doing nothing to Sukuna. At least number 16, LaRue actually did something. I roasted Ino for having only contributed to 1 Black Flash, and the same happens for LaRue, but the thing is, the Black Flash that LaRue helped out with awakened Yuji. The Black Flash Ino helped with could have been deleted from the story and nothing would have changed. Regardless, Sukuna was going to use his domain expansion. What pisses me off is how LaRue was implemented so late into the raid. This is way too OP for it to be used once. The sorcerers are some real dumbasses when you really think about it. We entered the did enough tier, and we have Nobara at the 15th spot. She actually did enough. She woke up 30 minutes before her contribution, and she used resonance just before Sukuna was about to use his domain expansion. That was enough for Yuji to hit a Black Flash and defeat Sukuna. The reason why she didn't rank higher is because that's the only contribution she has, and to be honest, it was the only contribution she could have ever given. So props to her. At number 14, we have Kusakabe. I was actually about to put this guy in the tier with Ino and those bones, but then I remembered Yuji's domain as well as his simple domain wouldn't exist if it weren't for this guy. Without both of those, Yuji and the others die flat out. He also blocked some of Sukuna's slashes from in front of Higuruma, but the cherry on top was that Kusakabe actually fought Sukuna directly as well. He was definitely putting in that work. At number 13, I've got Kashimo. To be completely honest, before we did this stream, I was like, what did Kashimo actually do? I thought that Kashimo pushing Sukuna to use his second form actually did worse, because if they fought the weakened Sukuna, the fight would have gone easier. But then, my guy Heavyweather made me realize something. Sukuna with Kamutoke is in the tier above the heavy hitters. This was because he easily reacted to Kashimo's attack, and Kashimo didn't even bother continuing in base. If that's the case, unless Yuta and literally only Yuta arrives to trap Sukuna in the domain, everyone else would have gotten one shot, and then after killing everyone, he would have had another regen on top of that. That would have led to way more casualties, because imagine Sukuna kills Higuruma, Kusakabe, and all the fodder, and then when the others arrive, he's at max health again right off the bat. I had to give Kashimo his flowers, he definitely helped in that regard. We entered the helped a decent amount tier, and at number 12 I have Shoko. This placement used to be speculation, but the latest chapter actually revealed to us that Higuruma is alive. Yeah, she definitely earned this spot. At number 11 I have Mei. She's the other half of the reason everyone has Sybil Domain, and she also is the reason everyone knew about Sukuna's condition. She broadcasted all of Gojo vs Sukuna. She also helped with one of Yuji's black flashes, but that didn't really amount to anything. The next placement is going to piss a lot of people off, but at the 10th spot we have Choso. Choso did literally two things the entire time: help Yuji with reverse curse technique when Maki was fighting Sukuna, and sacrifice himself completely to save Yuji directly. Without these two actions, Yuji would have died and all hell would break loose. Props to our big brother. At number 9 we have Takaba. He was literally the only reason Kenjaku could ever enter a state where the sneak attack would work. This was literally the only thing bro did, but the value of that action was so great, he had to go above the people before him. Without this guy, Yuta would have a way harder time with Kenny, and eventually Sukuna would just cook everyone on his side of things. Next up is something that'll piss even more people off, and it's Todo. Don't get me wrong, Todo did a ton, but let's actually think about what he did without bias. Todo was part of the reason Kenjaku died, so he's like a fraction of the sneak attack. He saved Maki, Ino, and Miwa. He helped Yuji out with one black flash, and then saved Hana. This is definitely all good, but it doesn't strike me as something to put him above this part of the list. Honestly, how did I put him a tier above everyone else back during the stream? Yeah, I gotta stop getting gaslighted. At number 7 I have Higuruma. Higuruma is actually so clutch because without bro, Sukuna would literally have another curse technique available to him. We don't know the AP of the lightning from Kamutoke, but we can only assume that a weapon Ryomen Sukuna carries is actually potent. Imagine a curse 2 that literally replicates Kashimo's lightning but over and over again. Yeah, the main cast was actually fucked had it not been taken away. I also came to the conclusion that taking away Shrine wouldn't have been more valuable because Sukuna would just lock in and kill everyone. He also made Sukuna focus on him so Yuji didn't actually drop dead earlier. So yeah, number 7. At number 6 I have Maki. Y'all are lucky she's even up this high. The only thing she did was cut an arm off Sukuna and give Sukuna black flashes. Literally every time she entered combat with bro, he would slowly get his output back because she puts him in the zone. She's super lucky she took away road cutting slash from Sukuna because I actually view that as way more valuable than taking away Kamutoke. So yeah, enjoy this pity placement. She would have been way lower if I didn't feel bad. At number 5, I have Hikari.
Hell, get off that nigga dick, bro. What is you doing? What? No.
Yeah, Hikari's at number 5. I just made a show on this, but Hikari's contribution was integral for the plan. If Yorame was with Sukuna, a whole lot of things would have went worse. Let's say Yorame waited for Sukuna to cook Kashimo. Higuruma and Yuji would pull up on smoke, and then Higuruma's domain would just break because, well, Yorame's there. If that happens, Sukuna literally just kills them both. The gang outside would also just die because none of them can fuck with Yorame, let alone Sukuna with Shrine and Kamutoke. Yuta would arrive with literally no one else to help, and he just fucking die as well. This is assuming Urame doesn't just wait outside the domain and break it. Everything else would fall apart because Maki doesn't have a sneak attack chance, Leroux and Miguel just die, Toto would be reduced to just killing Kenjaku and he would die to Sukuna as well. It's an overwhelming loss for them if a monster like Urame is let off to go do whatever they want. Hikari is definitely up there on the list. But with that said, we've entered the big help tier. At number 4 we have Wee Wee. No one, and I mean no one, expected this guy to be one of the most important characters in this raid. He's the reason everyone is so strong, he's the reason everyone got to the field, he's the reason everyone could get saved, he's the reason Yuta could come back for a second round. It's all so insane. Big up to Wee Wee, bro, he really proved himself during this raid. Now we're entering the big 3. At number 3 I have Yuta Akotsu. Now, I actually used to have bro at number 1 or 2, but I got gaslit into putting him down to 3. Yuta is the head honcho of planning the entire raid after Higuruma's defeat. His primary plan to overwhelm Sukuna with his domain was literally the best plan in the entire arc, unironically. His plan quite literally worked, it's just that Yuji and by extension Megumi sold the bag and Sukuna was able to retaliate. He also planned with Hana, Hikari, and Mei for the Kenjaku plan and executed it perfectly, killing Kenjaku in 2 blows. He then came back in Gojo's body, albeit it did nothing, but it took away Sukuna's domain expansion for the time being. He also had Hana pull up to use Jacob's ladder, but that did nothing. At the end of the day though, without Yuta, our plans would have went from mediocre to beyond help. The plans Yuta implemented were good enough to counteract the stupidity that was Higuruma's plan and Maki's plan. Give Yuta his props. At number 2 we have our favorite MC, Yuji Itadori. Yuta's plans were amazing, yes, but any of the plans wouldn't come to fruition if it weren't for Yuji. Yuji whittling down Sukuna's output was so important because if this never happens, everyone just dies. Higuruma's plan goes the same way of course, but within Yuta's domain, Yuta and Rika die automatically because they don't have someone to lower the damage they take from Shrine. Maki then dies as well because Sukuna's output is still as high as it was against Kashimo. And don't even get me started on what would happen if Sukuna got his domain back. It would have been a slaughter from then on. Yuji was so pivotal to the entire raid and literally no one else could replace his efforts. No one other than Gojo Satoru, the number 1 spot. Without Gojo, everyone dies instantly. I've been saying this the entire video that without X character, everyone dies, blah blah blah. With Gojo, it's literally that, but times 100, times 1000, times infinity. Gojo whittled Sukuna's CE to half its quantity, lowered his output drastically, made 10 shadows completely unusable, took away world cutting slash until he had to transform, took away his domain expansion, lowered his RCT to the point where he couldn't even heal a limb. If Gojo didn't fight Sukuna first, everyone dies to dismantle instantly. It would have been the stomp of the century. Rest in peace, my blue-white goat. So to go over the list again, because I like making my videos longer, we have Gakuganji, Utsuhime, Ijiji, and Kirara at the lowest tier of nothingness. We have Megumi, Hana, Ino, Miguel, and Leroux at the tier above that, but they basically do nothing the entire time as well. Nobara, Kusakabe, and Kajimo are at the did enough tier because they did as much as they could. And what they could do was valuable enough for me to put them above a bum like Ino. The tier above that is Shoko, Meimei, Choso, Takaba, Todo, Higuruma, Maki, and Hikari. These characters are essential for the plan, and without them, a ton of things would have went wrong. In the second to best tier, we have Wee Wee, Yuta, and Yuji. 3 characters that were way more essential to the plan than the ones below them. But at the number 1 spot, in a tier by himself, we have Gojo Satoru, the strongest. But what did you guys think? I don't think any placements were wrong. If you think so, you can get the fuck. Anyways, do make sure to subscribe. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.